Hello everybody, this is Rockhard Deuce, and welcome to my first commentary about the gameplay here. And just to go over a little bit about myself, I play on all three platforms with Battlefield 3. I mainly play first-person shooters, actually mainly just Battlefield 3. Some Bad Company 2, that's how I got started in first-person shooters. I play a little bit of the Call of Duty series. Was never really a big fan of Call of Duty. Black Ops 2 came out recently, and that one I can tolerate actually. It's not bad. I kind of like the maps. A lot of my friends play it, so it makes it a little bit funner. When I first started playing, I didn't have a whole lot of like online friends, so trying to play that game solo was a little tough. But anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully I can give some insight of my thought process of what I do on maps and stuff like that. So, you know, hopefully we can learn from each other. But basically right now, we're playing Metro. I'm with a bunch of my friends that I play with. You can see that I'm teamed up with Meps, Nibbler, Aristotle. I just met Aristotle recently. He's a really good player, and it was definitely a pleasure playing with him. On the other team, Big Lebowski's on the other team. We couldn't get him over on our side, so you should see him over there killing us and us killing him. So it was all good fun. And later on, another friend jumps on, Judd. He gets on our team, and we just basically do what we do. But just to go over the gameplay here. Again, I mainly play Conquest. Sometimes we play Rush. You know, if it's a mixed server, we'll play Rush, but mainly we queue up for Conquest. The reason being is that I like the whole idea of taking flags, taking areas, and then moving on. Don't get me wrong, Rush is fun too, but I don't know, it just seems too linear, and you know, it just seems like you know where the people are coming from all the time, and it can be easy to defend against it or to attack that way, and it can also be very hard depending on your teammates and how the other team. I don't want to say stacked is, but you know how organized they are and stuff like that. So, and it's the same with Conquest, I suppose. But I like Conquest. I don't like when a team takes all the flags and then you know, the other team is like spawn trapped and all that stuff. It's just not fun for me. Whether it's being done to me or our team is doing it to the other team. And for me, what happens is I usually lay back. Kind of like talk to our guys, say, hey, let's leave them a base, and we pretty much do. We try to leave everybody a base to spawn out of and stuff like that. But the reason being is, you know, if you get spawn trapped, a lot of people quit. So then it's like 12 on 5, and that's just no fun. I mean, you know, you play the game to have fun, and that's just not fun in our eyes. And so we try to give everybody a chance to break out, you know, or hopefully the other team gives us a chance to break out, but it doesn't always happen that way. So, you know, sometimes we rage quit or stuff like that, and you know, I just like to make it fun. So right now I'm using the M16. I got the normal red dot scope. I usually do the Cobra. Cobra's still my favorite. I'm trying out the red dot because I've been watching a lot of YouTube, and a lot of the great commentators are practicing with other items and stuff like that. So my favorites are Rival X Factor, Level Cap, Matemio. My favorite commentator is actually the Russian Badger. I think he's just funny, the way he incorporates humor into his commentary and stuff like that. I think it's classy and it's funny. So he's one of my favorites. But there's a lot of others, and if you notice, mainly all of them are PC players, and not a whole lot of console players that are on YouTube that I've noticed. And I'm sure there are. I just, you know, I'm not sub to them. I just haven't found good ones yet, and I'm sure there's a lot of you out there. But I love PC. I made a PC myself specifically for Battlefield 3 when it came out, and a lot of my friends played with it or played PC with me, and they stopped playing when they had that big suppression nerf. And man, that was just a tough thing. And you know, you'll be hearing from me about complaining about suppression all the time and stuff like that. And I think it's a good mechanic. I just think it's overboard of how it is right now, and especially when they first did that nerf to it. And so I'm not a big fan of it. I hope Battlefield 4 either gets rid of it or at least gives servers the option of turning it off. like Rival was asking or stating on one of his last videos, and I thought that was a great idea. Keep it in there if you want, but let the server admins have an option to turn it off. So hopefully they hear that, you know, DICE hears that and goes with it and stuff like that. But why I like Battlefield 3, the gunplay. Love the guns, the rifles, the shotguns, the pistols. Love the damage mechanic of it. Basically every mechanic about it, other than suppression. I love the recoil patterns. They're all different. Reload speeds and stuff like that. It's just fun. Vehicles, I cannot stand jet play. A lot of my friends love the jets. It's just not for me. I can't stand it. I can't stand playing against good people in jets, because they can just turn the tide and just destroy a game. You know, for like the people that are like myself, that just love the gunplay and stay on the ground. I know it's Battlefield. I realize that there's, you know, tanks, jets, choppers. That's great. And, you know, it's a huge game. A lot of people love it, and it's for them. You know, go for it. But it's not for me. I'm not a big fan of the jets. Choppers, I don't mind choppers. I can't fly them. I can't fly jets, but I love gunning them. A couple of my friends here are pretty good pilots, like Nibbler, Lebowski, Meps. They're pretty good pilots, so I don't mind gunning for those guys. Tanks, same thing. They're great tank drivers. I am not. I just sit there and gun. I can get around. I'm learning a bit more, but I rather let those guys drive, and I'll just gun for them and repair them and all that stuff. So that's my gameplay style. So, but anyways, yeah. So we were talking about this M16. It's one of my favorite. It used to be my favorite, my go-to, and the M4A1 was my go-to, and I always had it set up. Remember back in the old days, we put the foregrip on and the suppressor, and it was just the most dominant gun out there. And I didn't mind it. I didn't mind playing against 12 other guys or you know, 32 other guys that's all they ran. It didn't matter, because I was using the same gun, so it made it fair. But a lot of people complained about it, and rightfully so, probably. But you know, it just took one of my favorites and made it a little bit more difficult to play with. But in the meantime, they made the the M416, and so they nerfed the M16 a little bit, but buffed the hell out of the M416. So I started practicing with that and learning it. I'm like, this gun has hardly any recoil. So I started using that thing, and I think this M416 is more overpowered than the M16 was. But right now I'm playing around. I saw Rival. He's been practicing for, or X Factor, I should say. He's been practicing for some scrimmage matches and stuff like that. So he's been trying out the M16 again. I said, hey, you know, I'll pull that sucker out and do what he's doing, because, you know, I basically watch other people and do what they do. So, you know, that's just my style. So he's using this M16 with the foregrip and heavy barrel, so I use it. And I love the heavy barrel, just love it. So the only thing you'll see me run a suppressor on is probably the AEK, just because it shoots faster and it does so much damage over time that a suppressor doesn't really hurt it. And it kind of helps the recoil out too. So that's about the only weapon I'll do. The MTAR, but I hardly ever use the MTAR, so everything's usually heavy barrel. And I've been practicing with the this foregrip here. I'm not sure I'm convinced about the foregrip, just like everybody else. It reduces the horizontal recoil a little bit, but it also increases the spread at the same time. So longer distances are a little bit harder to pinpoint people and you know, do some headshots or even hit them, actually. So, but you know, it's fun to play around with. So you'll see me play with the 416, the M16. I'm not a gun, you know, like a huge gun guy where he'll go out or I'll go out and try every gun and, you know, try to get 1,000 kills with it and stuff like that. I don't mind using other guns, and I'll basically just use them to open up all the attachments and stuff like that, see how they work. But my biggest thing with a gun is that how's the recoil when you're doing a 10-round burst and all that, and you know, how is the reload speed. So that's about it. But that's it for this gameplay. There'll be more to come. I'll go over some other stuff, and you know, it's interesting to meet you guys, and hopefully you like this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and maybe even subscribe. All right, thank you.